Well, we hit 3,000 subscribers. I guess that's a starting point for this. And, well, the first thing that I've really got to say is thank you. I can't really say thank you for everyone without making it sound cringy or over the top. But genuinely, when I say this, I mean it with everything. I cannot believe that 3,000 of you guys actually found my content somewhat entertaining or just good enough for a subscription. So I just want to thank you there. And Skipping North Shore will be at the end of the video, so there's probably going to be a timestamp there, but I just want to thank you all for just being there and being an amazing community. Right, let's do a Q&A then, shall we? So the first one, I'm going to read this in oldest to newest. So the first one is from trains_gaming, asking, what is my favourite train in real life? Now, it's hard to actually get a favourite train for me, because I've never actually been on many, and I rarely do see trains, but I guess my favourite ones are either the Pacers, so the classes 142, 143 and 144, or the HST, but that I've travelled on, I'd have to probably say either the Civities or the 185. The 185 is so underrated by the comfortability and just how well the train is, but yeah. So, the next question comes from Asterix Nauer, I hope I pronounced that right, and they asked, what do you think is the most underrated train in each operator? Now, I'm obviously going to assume this is Stepford County Railway, but because in real life there's so many, but the most underrated train in each operator has to be, this is hard. On Connect, I'd probably have to say the 321, because I'm a bit of a fan of those sort of pep style trains. They don't really get that much attention. On WaterLine, I'd have to go with the Pacer. Everybody just hates the Pacer. And then for Airlink, I'd have to say probably the 755, because I've been on one in real life and they're absolutely amazing. And on Express, I do not know, because they're all like really good. Anyway, Hey Rafi asks, why did I start YouTube? So, YouTube for me, sort of never came about as a sort of thing that I'd ever thought I'd be big at, but it was something that I wanted to become big at. But I just started because I found it fun. Like, when I properly started doing YouTube in 2020, I did actually enjoy doing it a lot. And, you know, seeing the views and seeing how much I enjoyed it, it was sort of a good thing for me, and I'm happy that I've been able to be creative. But yeah, Oscar, or Ye, or whatever, asks, which version did I start to play SCR? I started to play SCR, and well, the first time I played it was, I think, in version 1.0.1 or something like that. One of the earliest parts after the big update, back when Anywhere by Rita Ora was the in-game music. That was sort of like the thing that I remember first from Stepford County Railway. I did start to play it properly at the late part of 1.5, just as they were phasing in the new announcements and when all of the new trains were getting the new livery, and when a friend showed me it, and I found it quite fun and have played often very much since. Lydia_142 has a plethora of questions which we'll go through. When you start playing SCR, how are you feeling in that moment? So when I started to play SCR, I wasn't a big fan of it. I sort of found it way too more complex than Mind the Gap, which was the main sort of train game I played. And there wasn't much else other than trains in Stepford County Railway, and there wasn't as big of a route map at the time when I started playing SCR. And so I didn't actually like it at first, but now I've sort of tailored on and enjoyed it. When I started to play Roblox, did I want to be a YouTuber? Yes, in terms of being a YouTuber in general, but not specifically in Roblox. And so when I started playing Roblox in 2015, it was only a few months later when I started properly watching all the Roblox YouTubers that I wanted to do YouTube in Roblox. Before then, it was all just Minecraft. So that's sort of like a yes in terms of YouTube in general, but no in terms of Roblox. Again, another one from Linear142. What's your reaction to the big views? I mean, 3K views, etc. Quite frankly, really cool. I mean, 3,000 views in YouTube terms isn't that much compared to, you know, the 30 million views that Mr. Beast pulls off in like 24 hours or something. But like 3K views on a video for me, I just find that really amazing and exciting. What's your inspiration to do YouTube? That's another sort of complex one, because I've had many different inspirations over the years. Earlier on, it was Dan TDM, Ethan Gamer TV, you know, all of these sort of Minecraft YouTubers and Roblox YouTubers. But when I started doing SCR content, it was mainly Dravo, Dweller Plays, and Jack the Gamer that was the main inspirations for SCR content. Do I want to be in a TV show? Not as a character, but I've actually been in TV a few times. Do I enjoy playing SCR? A fair bit, not as much as I used to, but I enjoy making content on it. And because it's nice to sort of just get the imagination going in SCR, and I enjoy streaming it because, you know, I sort of enjoy sort of broadcasting all of my experiences to everyone else sort of live. That's why I like to do live streaming. But overall, I'd say that it's dropped out of the funness by playing it sort of like by myself. I much prefer to play it with friends where we just talk and stuff, just have that company. When I hit 1k subscribers, how was I feeling in the moment? Extremely happy. I mean, I could understand why some people would feel sort of like a sad happy, so like where you're crying tears of happiness, but I never really felt that. But I was just really happy with that. Do I like other people from streams? Well, other people who stream, I don't necessarily watch other SCR live streams. Sometimes I pop on to Dwellers and stuff. And if you're talking about in terms of do I like the people who are on the streams, I do. Some funny people. Some people can be a fair bit annoying. But other times it's just a nice chill environment, which I like. But yeah. Do you see the future for you on YouTube? No. I sort of know that I'm going to continue doing SCR and transport content for as far as possible. I'm just not sure what's going to happen in the future in terms of what videos specifically I'd be making or what sort of growth I'd have. But technically, yeah, I do want to continue on making transport YouTuber. And the final one from Linear142 is, do you think you're ready for recording videos not only in the SCR and not focus on transport? So, focusing on just gaming in general is sort of like a long-term goal. I want to sort of build up on transport stuff on this channel, and hopefully at one point I'm going to sort of slowly start bringing normal gaming content in, and then just broaden out of the niche community of transport and trains and stuff, and sort of grow out into a gaming based channel. I think long term that's a big plan, but it will take ages. But yeah. So thank you Linear142 for those plethora of questions. That's like 10 minutes content. Next up is Aviator asking, how big did you think you would get when you started doing YouTube? I had aspirations to be like a really big YouTuber, but overall, when I started, I didn't really think I'd get too far, to be honest. Like, realistically, I'd say I would have only sort of got to 500 subscribers. That would have been like a long-term realistic goal for me. but I'm happy that I've achieved that and smashed that, basically. Hypercar Piggy asks, do you like cars? I'm not interested in cars, but cars are quite cool nonetheless. Lord Everything Train said, should the Class 466 be on WaterLine? No, I don't really think so, since the Class 465 is already on Connect. I do think the Class 465 suits WaterLine more than Connect, but I don't think two of the same type of trains. We've already got a fair bit of family spreading across numerous operators, and I think that would just clutter everything up and create a lot of confusion. The next one is from the Irish Transport Guy, asking, have you ever been on an Irish train or tram before? And if so, which one that you went on was my favourite? And I've got to say here, unfortunately, I've not been to Ireland before. I do want to go to Ireland one day. I mean, it's only across the Irish Sea from me. I mean, I live about 40 minutes from the main port in Liverpool that serves ships to Ireland. But in the future, I do want to go to Ireland. And go on the trains and the trams there. But as for now, I haven't been to Ireland or gone on that. So, Lego is the best 001 asks 3 questions. The first one being B&M or Home Bargains. Now, this is sort of easy. B&M for the win. There's far less B&Ms, but B&M sort of just has everything, and it's amazing. You know, it's just the best place ever. It is heaven. What's my least favourite or hated train operating company or TOC? Ooh. I'd have to say Southern. I do like some of the trains that Southern operates, but all the strikes and everything, just no. Just no. The final one, do you remember my first subscriber's username? I don't, but I'll go to YouTube Studio right now and I will tell you that my first ever subscriber ever is my good friend Byron at the middle of 2019. He's from my school, and I sort of showed him my YouTube channel at the time. But he stayed subscribed, so he's sort of been loyal with that. If you're watching this, thank you. But yeah, me asks, which are your favourite next generation V1 and V2 and mesh trains? Ooh. I'm not sure. My favourite next generation V1 train, probably the 185. Next generation V2, I like the 165 and the 166. My favourite mesh train has to be the 730. And then the next one is, from me, is name at least one train you think should be added to each operator. I'm not really too sure. Connect should have the 755, for sure. WaterLine, that's a hard one. I'd say WaterLine should have, I'd say for the WaterLine sort of shuttle, I think it should have the Class 139. For Airlink, I'd say having the... I think it's a 460. Let me just see. Yeah, the Class 460 would be an interesting addition to the Airlink fleet. And for Express, definitely the Class 142. J. Emmett, a VexSG channel member, asks, what train would you like to be added to SCR in a future update? Now that's SCR in a future update. I'd say here we go. The 460, because Airlink does need some new trains. And finally, Matthew Manning, how often will you record streams? Now, I have no stream schedule. I just prefer to stream whenever I choose would be suitable, and hope that that's a decent time for everyone, since I hate rotas and stuff because family time always gets in the way of that. But yeah, thank you anyway to the numerous people who have given Q&A questions. They've all been amazing, and thank you for 3,000. Now, unfortunately, I'm having to skip North Shore. Well, so I have 3k, so I have to skip Edgemead. Not Edgemead, North Shore. Off we go to our demise. Well, let's speed so that we can get this over and done with. Forgive me for the sin I'm about to commit.
We will shortly be arriving at North Shore. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Leighton City.